Hello, this is Evan Simon. This is the re-upload of the Blender Basics. I know I probably should have done this a long time ago, but I'm just gonna show off what you can basically do. S is for scale, so I can just size it up or scale it down or scale it. I don't care what you call it. Grab. You can, if you hit G or you double click or you grab this thing right here, or you just click in the center. Or you can grab your object. What we'll be doing is we'll be setting up a basic scene here today, so we can size that down. Now, let's go over some functions, okay? This is 3D view, otherwise known as user. You can do basic stuff in it. I'm gonna size this down, and then I'm going to go to, now if you hit 7, it brings you to top view. 1, it brings you to front view, and 3, it brings you to side view. Those are all mainly the basics I'll be using when I make my tutorials on how to do different things in Blender. So we're gonna go to front view, and if you hit Shift C, it'll bring this little object right here, the cursor selection, into the middle. So we'll hit space, to add an object, you hit space, then you'll go to add, and then you'll go to we're going to add a cone. Okay, so cap ends. Alright, now grab it, and we're going to put it on top of here, and we're going to size it up. And then I'll do a basic video on animation later on, like very basic with the cube. I'm going to save this, and I'll use it. I'm going to scale it down, and then we're going to put it back here. So, kind of got a little house looking thing. So we're going to hit space, add mesh. What can we add here? I'm going to add a UV sphere. So, add a UV sphere. And we're going to put it on top of the cone. And then we're going to hit space, add, and we're going to add a icosphere. And this is weird looking shape right here. So, put it on top of that. So, now if we go to 0, and we're going to select this all, and we're going to scale it down to where we can fit it into our scene. So, now, let's get to basic animation here. What we're going to do is we're going to just make this move, then we're going to have it scale down. So we got to keep an eye on our frames down there. So just hit I and then hit lock. That's just for location. Then push this back. You got to change your frames, so just hit the up arrow key once, and it'll change it to frame 11. I lock. Go up another 21, and then pull it this way, and we're going to hit I lock up to 31, and we're just going to pull it up. I lock. Then we're going to have it scale down. Scale down, and we're going to hit I scale. Then we're going to have it rotate. So hit R or R twice. If you hit R twice, you can free rotate like that. To hit I right. So go back to frame 1 here. Now if you hit Alt A, you can preview your animation. And as you see, apparently we didn't do something right, but this is just basic animation. So we got a cool looking, weird looking thing right here. So this is just the re-upload of the Blender Basics, because the other one, it was just text, and so now let's talk about lighting. This is your basic light that Blender starts off with. It just gives it some light, and you can preview what the light will look like if you go to textured, and as you move the light, you'll see the reflection of the objects changes, like right down here. Let's get a closer view where you can see it here. If we grab the light, you see it changes on the UV sphere, and it'll move around like that. So I'm gonna add a light right here. I'm gonna hit Shift D, and I'm gonna add another light. Shift D, and we'll add a light down here. I'm gonna hit Shift D again. Put a light right here. Shift D, light right here. Shift D, light right here. Shift D, light right here. So now it's very, very bright looking objects here. Now, rendering is kind of like the final copy of your paper. Like if you're in English class and you're writing something, this could be like your rough draft, and then if you render this object, it can be your final draft. So this is what it would look like when we render it. So I'm gonna go back to solid. I'm gonna select this, and we're gonna come down here, and we're gonna change it a different color. So kinda add new. I'm gonna change this to red. I'm gonna change that to color green, or let's change it to black. There we go. This is gonna be blue. So, and then this will be purple. Just some basic looking stuff here. Actually, let's make it pink. There we go. So we've colored all of our different squares here. So now let's talk about okay, if we hit F12 now, that's what our objects look like. Pretty decent looking. Pretty decent, and really, say if you want to change the background to a different color or an image. I just learned how to do the background image, so I might be wrong. If you go to your world options, which is right here, and you come over to texture and you hit add new. Now you're done for this right now. Then you come over here, and we're gonna name this Blender logo. So we're gonna go to texture type. I'm gonna select image. Now we're gonna come over here, and we're going to load our image up. Something like this. So just come over to where you have your image saved at. Let's see what I'm gonna use the Blender logo, like the picture says. So there we go. So when you upload the image, it appears in this box. If you go back to your world options and change map to, and hit Hori, and it'll do that. So now you can change where it's positioned at. So I'm gonna put size it down on the X. No. If you push up over here, it'll size it down, and then I'm gonna pull it over here. So now if we hit F12, the Blender logo is our background. So duplicating your objects. I'm going to make this. I'm going to select all of these objects. Hit Shift D, and then it'll duplicate them. Like that. So I think I already covered duplication. And then hit F12 again, and we have two sets of objects. So that was just the re-upload of Blender Basics. That's a little late, I know. But now but there's one more topic, and we're going to delete. Okay, we moved this over here, but say we don't want these, we're just going to select them all, and we're going to hit X, then it's going to hit erase selected objects, and we're going to hit that, and we're going to go ahead and pull our lights over to this side. So if we hit F12, and there's our stuff. So yeah, it's very neat what you can do. It's just a free open source 3D rendering. If you go to their website, you can download it. This is blender.org, and then the latest version they've got, and I think the only version that you can download right now for like Vista or Basic PC is 2.49b, and that's what I'm using. www.blender.org 249.2. And you can subscribe to the Blender Foundation channel on YouTube, and subscribe to BlenderBoy100, and then go to our website at www.meegsanimations.weebly.com. I think I put the link in the last video I uploaded, which was how to rig eyes. So, saving your document, or I mean your work, I'm gonna I'm gonna change this to Blender Basics, and then we're going to save it, and then you can come back to it later on. So, hope this helped, and thanks for watching.